start drinking alcohol.
Alright. We're live, dude.
We're live now?
Yep. Surprise.
Surprise.
I don't see it coming up. Oh, there we go. Cool.
Okay, now it's rolling. That's good.
Yeah.
Is that one muted too? It's not gonna...
Yeah, that's muted.
Okay, that's good.
So we're not gonna get, like,
excessive feedback. We did that once, right?
yeah, we did that once.
Good times, good times.
Alrighty. Hey, we changed for how everything looks.
All the way up to episode 7 now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How long until we quit?
I don't see that happening anytime soon. This is actually rather enjoyable.
Yeah. I get to talk incessantly into a microphone even though I can't actually speak.
Well,
That's why I
hope
do
that there's
panels.
nobody here, so...
There's never
It's
going to be
just like a
anybody.
conversation.
Yeah. Anyways. So, I heard you had a thing this weekend.
Yeah, the reason why we're not recording on Sunday is because I was out. I went down to the Devil's Bathtub at what part of Virginia is that? It's like the tail end of Virginia, the far. It took us 7 hours to get there.
The plateau, yeah.
Yeah, we were all the way out there.
And then I took a surprise road trip for family stuff.
Yep.
That I didn't find out about like when it was until
Something
like,
because
Friday.
it's a holiday weekend.
Yeah, about that. So sorry, Luke. We're recording during your stream.
Well, we don't share a channel anymore, so
Yeah. I still like. He might send He might send the audience he built over there our way.
Yeah. As of right now, probably not so much, but it's good not to fight when you know your friends are doing the same thing.
Yeah. That's okay. Different content. We're just speaking into a microphone. We're not playing a game.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get this shit show going.
Woo!
There's a very sexual side There's a prophet of all that's been said and done Save the king
That sounds awfully familiar.
That does sound familiar. Where's
I
that
wonder
from?
what that comes from.
I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Well, Caps are in the finals. I figured I'd go on. Instead of using the Rock the Red song we've used before, I'd use the song that they rewrote from that. So yeah, we should have a good show for you today. We actually did planning,
A little bit of planning.
or
We
I
just-
did planning.
Yeah. Planning
More
was
prep
done.
than usual.
Yeah,
We weren't furiously writing on a sheet beforehand.
Instead, we were just furiously putting the setup together beforehand.
Yeah. So, first up, let's start with some actual news. There's some Evangelion 4.0 news.
Yay! New Ava! Wait, is our Ava panel... Are we talking about Otakon later?
No, we're doing the Ava panel this weekend.
That's good, so we'll have something new for that. Is Ava on the cut list yet for Otakon?
We haven't heard anything.
So it could get through.
I don't think it's going through. I don't want to talk about what we're doing or not doing at Otakon.
But I was just curious about this one specifically.
It could go through. I don't expect it.
That'd be interesting. It would be interesting.
I
That's definitely what we're hoping for. Not trying to step on toes, but we do want to get it in at one point.
I know. All I know is Ava Monkey's on staff, and I kind of grossed him out over the weekend on Twitter. Doing there's Ava news and this is happening and Shep doesn't need pants or Kilt anymore. Stealing that shtick from someone in the area.
Yeah, I can see how that would weird someone out.
But yeah, so no word on a release date.
Or an official title.
Well, it's like, it's still 4.0, but it's also like 3.0, 1.0 repeat signs still, and...
Because Hideki Anno wants to troll the fans.
It's like when he started
That's what I'm taking from it.
Like the 3.0 plus 1.0 repeat signs, like, oh, Evangelion's a thing that repeats. Also, this is fan theory, but confirmed he actually likes the new Battlestar Galactica. It's like, all of this has happened before, all of this has happened again. So, yeah. So
really,
yeah, this is actually going to happen. They're ramping up production after another break.
Well, we can only hope that it's actually good. I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
I thought 3.0 was good. It was a good Evangelion movie.
It had decent action, I guess.
It's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, we definitely look for different things in our Eva.
But it also, like...
Or in some people's way of saying it, Eva.
Oh my god, don't remind me of that dub. Oh, speaking of crappy manga entertainment dubs, I found out something interesting today.
What?
Our friend Panda, of the Manly Battleships, was cleaning out his anime collection.
Yes?
He has, in a box set, still in the shrink wrap, a box set of End of Evangelion and Death and Rebirth.
Oh, that's great.
Now, Death and Rebirth you can get cheaply because it sucks.
Yeah.
And the dub makes it worse. The US release of End of Evangelion, meanwhile, last I checked, which was like a couple of years ago, was already going for like $100.
Damn, that's a hefty price.
I don't have it in the original packaging. I have it in an anime store was closing, and I got it cheaply. Out of one of those DVD rental things.
Hey, you get it how you can get it.
And it's sad because
You
anime
gotta
store
follow-
closing.
What is it?
Sad tears for Anime World.
No, which character am I thinking of from Lucky Star? The Collector? Is that... What's her name?
Konata.
Konata, yeah. You gotta follow Konata's rules. You get 3 copies. 1 to lend out to friends, 1 to enjoy for yourself, and 1 to collect forever.
That gets expensive, though.
It does get expensive. But it is... I can see where the philosophy would be
Yeah,
useful.
especially for frickin'... Like, I've bought things 3 times on accident before because I didn't know I had it. I've gone through almost everything, so I know what I have now. But, like, there are some things, like, you can't do that with. Like, the light novel, The Disassociation of Haruhi Suzumiya. That's going for $200 effing.
Okay, so... Back to the Ava, though. I'm looking at this... I'm looking at the image that we got here. Is that all the announcement came with?
No, I found a wallpaper. I did Evangelion 4.0 wallpaper.
Is that like something that was released for 4.0?
It's probably fan art
Okay.
that I found.
Because I'm like,
I was
Ray
looking-
looks bustier.
Well, Ray is actually...
Bigger than Asuka?
Yes. I have an official art book upstairs if you want me to go get it.
No,
And I
no.
can prove this to you.
No, I don't need to fill the air with Manamana while you're gone.
But yeah, despite usual anime tropes being in play, Ray is bigger than Asuka, and I feel like a pervert for knowing this and noticing this.
It is what it is. But yeah, which impact would that be?
I don't even know anymore.
Because I guess it could be
They had the
third
failed
or it could
third.
be fourth.
They had the failed third impact, so I think we're on impact number 4.
Yeah, depending on how many times they've redone this.
Yeah.
But 3.0 or 4.0, like, yeah, this could be after the events of 3.0, because do we even know what happened at the end of 3.0? Because, like, we know Shinji-Jun goofed again, But do we see the repercussions of that yet, or is that just going to be revealed in 4.0?
I-
Or hopefully revealed in 4.0. Because we have no guarantees, because this is Ava.
Well, we found out what happened at the end of Evangelion 2, Evangelion 3.
Eventually.
But that was mostly, like, except for, like, the very beginning, the reason Evangelion 3 is confusing is Evangelion 3.33 happens from, like, it switches from third person omniscient, or somewhat omniscient, because the creator, you're not ever going to get a straight story from an Evangelion product, to third person limited to Shinji. And Shinji's been on a big blue ball, essentially, for 15, 20 years.
Well, he
doesn't know what's going on.
He's been locked in space, hasn't he?
I was making a reference to...
Yeah, I know, the English actor.
But yeah, he's been locked in the closet for...
He was trapped on the space colonies?
Yes.
That didn't exist yet.
They haven't... yeah, before Zaf blew it up. Yeah. Which, Zaf hasn't blown it up, so we don't need a Kira Yamato, because we have a Shinji Ikari. The whinier version.
I could see the whole world looking like that, though, after what Shinji did.
It was already looking like that!
More of like that.
Yeah.
Now there's literally nothing left.
I do like this picture, because it's literally Oscar just dragging Shinji's like, yeah, that's their relationship.
And that's Shinji realizing, man, why'd I fuck up again? Why did I fuck up after being told multiple times I shouldn't do this? And I did it just because I was told to do it earlier.
Yeah. Also, I'm a Rei fan, but I like me some Pirate Asuka. I'm hoping for more Pirate Asuka.
I think Asuka needs an updated eye patch. As in updated, like, Metal Gear eye patch. Solid Snake Asuka.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, she's almost.
Like, living forever. Because I would say Nano Machines jokingly, but it's like Curse of the Ava. It might as well be Nano.
It is Nano Machines. They don't even know what it actually is. For all we know, it could be Nano Machines.
What did you put in the frickin' LCL, Ritsuko?
What didn't she put in there?
A plot?
Oh, low blow.
I'm saying I love Evangelion. I'm Nate.
That's why you make fun of it, because you love it.
Yeah.
If you can't tear it apart, you can't truly say you love it.
Yeah, I was like, the problem with if it actually turned out to be Nano Machines is like, then that makes a fanfic I like semi-canon. I don't want, even though I like that fanfic, I don't want that to be canon.
Is it a Metal Gear fanfic?
No.
Oh.
It's a Shinji and Asuka switch genders.
Now I'm thinking Metal Gear versus Ava. Like, an actual Metal Gear versus an Ava. The Metal Gear will probably get a shit wrecked, though.
Yeah, because AT fields.
Yeah.
But it depends on which Evangelion, when in the series it takes place.
This is all true.
And Metal Gears are... My Metal Gear's not that great. Metal Gear Few is not that great. But they're nuclear launcher platforms, right? Most of them. I believe so. One of the things that can punch through an AT field or an Ava is an N2 device.
A nuclear device.
Which is, oh, this is nuclear, but it isn't because there's no radiation. It's like, yeah, we get what you're doing, Japan. You want to use nukes without using nukes. We know what you're doing. So like that could, but also the 5-minute limit.
Oh yeah, that would.
Yeah, and like they could be plugged in, but that's an easy target.
And they
multiple Metal Gears can Metal Gear can flank an Ava and go after that thing, and then the Ava only has 5 minutes.
Yeah, because there could be multiple Metal Gears versus one Ava. Because even if it's like
Well,
all
you
Ava's deployed, like you get 5, 6 Metal Gears, they could cut the cables relatively easily. You can't protect that with an AT field. If they dance around for 5 minutes around some buildings.
Yeah, you have to have multiple like, just from, like, stepping back from, like, the lore. Just conceptually for a Metal Gear, if it's a part of your nuclear triad, you have to have multiple ones, so you have multiple targets. If you take out one Metal Gear, it goes in for maintenance, you're screwed.
Yeah, that is.
So there's like you might have one when you just have a prototype, but otherwise otherwise by necessity not getting into the Metal Gear lore because I don't know that. Just
neither do I.
Just from a pure strategic standpoint, you got to have multiple ones. That's why you usually
whatever's causing superpowers to be superpowers, you need a lot of it to cover your bases.
That's why you need multiple.
That's why it's an arms race.
Well, that's why in order to have an effective.
Hell, technically, there's a mini arms race going on in Ava as well. It's hard to develop Evangelions, but there's a bit of an Evangelion arms race.
Yeah, the Jet alone.
I mean, then the mass-produced Evangelions.
Yeah, between Sela and...
Because they're like, we need more. We need
to
be able to defend in multiple places.
Yeah. But that's theoretically under one organization. Yeah. At least until you get to Ava 3, where instead of Nerve, you have, like, bits and pieces of Nerve that went with Sela and bits and pieces of Nerve with Wunder. That wear the same uniforms, but more fascist looking.
So,
because dystopian future.
Yeah. In relating to Evangelion news, though, let's just go over a little bit of 3.3 and then speculate where 3.0 plus 1.0, 4.0, whatever the
repeat sign
called.
Because music is a thing.
But yeah, so what exactly happened at the end of the latest movie? Or towards the end, in the climax moment.
Senji set off fourth impact. Evangelions are busted.
All Evangelions are deactivated?
I said busted.
Oh.
They're not in good shape. It's been a while since I was actually going to rewatch 3.33 tonight as I'm watching the Capscape simultaneously, so I can just brush up because we are doing the panel.
Yeah, so we will need better knowledge on that.
I've seen it 15 times. I watch a lot of S.
Yeah, and you want to make sure it's fresh.
Yeah, I always want to make sure that's fresh. Okay. And I'm currently, like, most of my stuff it's been a long time since I've read the manga, so I've been going through the manga. Since I have all of it now, speaking of collecting.
Yay! So yeah, at the end,
the first volume, like not the omnibus, but the first tankobon and the latest Viz release was hard to track down because, like, it's funny. It took so long for Evangelion to come out that it went through multiple companies had the license, and the latest company had the license, and they already have parts of it out of print by the time the last volume came out.
Jesus Christ!
It ended like 2 years ago, right? But it started before Evangelion came out in 95? 94?
I don't know.
But the manga started coming out in 94. It ended in like 2016. And it's not particularly long. It's only like 14 volumes.
So yeah, but for
it's just you think frickin' Berserk is bad. The guy, Yoshiki Sadamoto, who did the manga, would take here's like half a volume, drop it all at once. I'm going to take 5 years off before I finish this volume. I'm not going to let you know when I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it randomly.
Nice.
Just when I feel like it.
Well, yeah,
no announcement of a hiatus.
So as far as 3.33...
At least you know with Berserk that it's on another hiatus.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember at the end, so it's like they were prepping for the final fight. Essentially, Asuka and Mari were working
Mari.
Asuka trying to
Mari.
Stop Rei,
Whereas
Kaoru, and Shinji.
Well, Rei, I'm putting fingers around my nose. And I was like, so Asuka and Mari, or as I like to say, Asuka and Asuka. Because I'm convinced Mari's like Asuka Soryu's daughter, or like Asuka Shikanami's like half of Asuka Soryu, and Mari's the other half. Yeah.
Eternally,
we're getting into the effing weeds here.
Yeah, but eternally young, technically possible. I mean, it could happen. She's technically old enough she could carry a child. Or cloning.
No,
whatever.
I'm talking about how, like, they're all the properties, even Campus Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Even Shinji Ikari detective stories. Or whatever. Where, Shinji Ikari or, like, gay, what's his face? Conan the Detective.
Yeah.
Those are all, like, they're all linked. One of the ways they're linked is Kaoru, like, knows that, he's not Deadpool fourth wall aware, but, like, he knows there's a cycle. And, like, Kaoru's, the first one is the original Evangelion manga, even though that ended.
He's slightly more than Kyon and Endless 8 aware.
Like, he's every loop through, he's learning to be more human. But he also, like, always has a thing for Shinji. And it came up in end of 2, like, I'll help you this time, Shinji. At the end where they stop Third Impact or whatever Impact.
So they do the final battle, and then there's
so Mari kind of has an idea of what's going on, and I don't notice that Shikinami has a thing for Kaji, but Mari kind of like has a weird relationship with Kaji. Also, Mari's rooting for Shinji and Asuka. She's actively shipping Shinji and Asuka. It's like, why? But she also has a thing for Shinji, so it's just like, why would you root for Shinji and Asuka without some sort of like connection there? Other than to just give Asuka heartburn. Also, Mari's also able, with no profile, with like no change to the Evangelion, sync really well with Evangelion Unit 2, and we all know what the core of Evangelions are.
Some kind of DNA.
No, you're riding your mom into battle.
Right.
Yeah. So, Mari's able to sync with that. Sync better than Oscar, Shikinami. And unlock hidden features like, oh, she's extremely experienced. Like, there's something going on here. But this is all fan speculation.
Yeah, so at the end of 3-3, we got Shinji pulling the Spear of Destiny.
Yeah.
Out of...
Despite even Kaoru saying, something's wrong here, Shinji, don't do this.
First, Kaoru's like, yeah, we gotta go pull the Spear of Destiny. And then they get there, and Kaoru's like, wait, this is wrong. This is gonna end the world, Shinji. So Shinji does it anyway, because he's like, but you said to do it. And he's like, I'm literally telling you right now, stop, this will end the world, don't do it. So Shinji's like, but you said to do it, and then he did it. And now the world's ending again.
The problem is, Kaoru is also an angel, so... But Shinji doesn't necessarily know that, so...
Maybe not in this timeline, who knows?
I don't know.
He definitely knew in the series.
Yeah.
But who knows now?
Yeah.
And at this point, even if they've repeated at the current timeline of 3.3, they've ended the world enough times to... It's like, really, how many times can you end the world?
How many times can he end the world? How many times can Kratos die and fight his way out of Hades? I mean, there's gotta be, like, a punch card, like, the world's ended, here's your free coffee.
Something like that, yeah. So...
Yes, I just stole a joke from Zero Punctuation. Sue me.
So now that we've reached the end of 3.3, and the world has ended yet again, where do you think it's gonna go from here?
I don't know! I honestly don't know.
I
know we know Anno wants to like put a exclamation point on Evangelion to end it, but end it on his terms. We also know that Gainax kind of has some. Gainax kind of has some of the rights they don't want to give up, that cash cow. Other investors in Kara don't want to give up that cash cow. And Kara being Anno's new studio, they don't want to give up that cash cow. Sega, who has all the merchandising rights, doesn't want that cash cow to end. I mean, they just closed down their Evangelion bullet train. There was an Evangelion bullet train.
Yeah, it was
There's an
famous.
before there was a part of Universal Studios Japan theme park dedicated to Attack on Titan. There was an entire Evangelion theme park with a hotel.
I do remember that vaguely.
They could sell a bunch of like 5-gallon buckets by just slapping a Nerve logo on it.
Okay,
It
so-
is like Evangelion is huge. It's almost as big as Disney.
So we have no real general idea of where
I
the...
have no idea what's going to happen. That's also what makes it exciting for me.
Now, let's do a little bit of theory crafting on... You think, depending on which side gets more of their way, if Anno gets more of his way and tries to end it, or if the money grabbers want to keep it going...
Well, the problem is, like, Anno could do... Like, we all expect Anno to do something big, right? And he could just troll us. That's the... Like, we could expect him to troll us, and he does, and he could troll us by not trolling us.
So, should we expect Asuka in a sundress again?
I'd be down for that. I wouldn't expect it, though. Things are a little bit too serious. I wouldn't expect school uniforms except from Senji or
You know what?
other clone
I've got
Ray.
a theory now. Not a theory, but it's like, I've got an idea. This is gonna go full Waco Mundo Bleach arc. We're just gonna jump right back to, like, the Evangelion series. Things are not quite a shithole. Only after, what, Second Impact or whatever.
No.
So, and there's
3.0
gonna be no
plus-
explanation either.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be, hey, the world is, normal after the big flood thing happened.
No. We're gonna go to the world. The entire movie is gonna be a slice of life, set in the world that we see, the normal world we see during the end of Evangelion. That the world in Angelic Days, the Angelic Days manga, and the Senji Akari Raising Project manga is based on. We're gonna see that as. And you know what? Monica Hiroshima is gonna make an appearance because they just re-released the VN, the original girlfriend of Steel VN. They did an HD update of it, and they had completely forgotten Monica Hiroshima exists, but she exists in that. And Monica Hiroshima's best girl.
I just had a thought regarding my...
They're gonna bring out the T-Ride and T-Max, and we're gonna see that.
Yeah, I just had a thought regarding my thoughts for 4.0. So, whatever
I'm
jump
just making
to
shit
random
up.
different world that we get,
Yes.
it's gonna be that for most of the movie, at least 2/3 of the movie. And we're gonna get like half an hour where it's at the end, where it's like, oh, that world was just a possible world, and here's the world that occurred after Shinji pulled the Spear of Destiny, and end. Shortly
Yeah.
after that, it's just gonna do a
You might as well.
hastened mess at
No,
the end.
here's how you effing end it. One of their classmates who's sarcastic kisses the girl with yellow ribbon in her hair, and the world separate and go to normal.
Mayhaps. Well,
And
yeah,
we
this
finally
is
get a satisfying, which means we finally get a satisfying ending to Haruhi Suzumiya.
But see, the thing with Ava is it's just so out there right now that we have no idea exactly what would happen.
Yeah,
And even though we're throwing crazy, ridiculous ideas that aren't possible, anything could happen. Like they could jump back to the Ava world where it's like, oh, everything's not terrible right now. But you never know. They could just jump into the middle of yet another war type deal. But
yeah, it's just
at this point, I think we've been hanging on Ava too long, so we should keep moving.
We're trying to to unravel this ball of wibbly wobbly, tiny, whiny.
We're trying to
sparkly
unravel
BS.
Ava, and we shouldn't be unraveling Ava because
Or
you
we should
can't
wait until
unravel Ava.
or we should wait until our panel. But then again, our panel is where we ask, "Hey, what's your favorite? What's your favorite character?" They're crap.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, let's move on to our next topic.
Yeah. So yeah, Solo.
I was trying to go see it, but after the camping and everything that I did, it was just too much for me. I was just too drained.
You should see it. You can listen to my review and see whether or not you should see it. But spoiler alert, you should see it.
Oh, damn, now I know everything.
Well, there are some things that were known in lore, like Han wins the Millennium Falcon from
Lando.
Lando playing Sabacc.
Yeah.
You get to see that card game. Actually, you get to see both card games.
And you know he was at least an Imperial candidate or whatever.
Yeah.
He dropped out of the Imperial Academy or whatever. Or kicked
Oh,
out, whatever
right.
happened. I haven't seen it, so whatever
Yeah,
happened.
you know he got kicked out of the Imperial.
Yeah. Just taken from the facts of lore that we already know.
Yeah, you know he grows up on Corellia. I think they got Corellia wrong, but they got like little things that right about Corellia. Like Corellia in the old expanded universe was like a little bit more democratic, but also more chaotic. But it wasn't. They did a lot of shipbuilding, so it was industrialized, but it wasn't Coruscant
Because
industrialized.
there's the Corellian shipyards or whatever.
Yeah,
They're like major shipbuilders in the galaxy.
Yeah, they're the major shipbuilders.
At least one of a few.
But they're also, but that's partially because of Corellian culture. But they want Corellia also supports the freaking Jedi, entire Jedi Order. I wouldn't put it on like this is where the scum of the Earth comes from, or the scum of the galaxy comes from. And Corellia is kind of like the entire kind of feel. We only see one part of Corellia, but it kind of feels like at least the Empire turned it into this is a complete world that's one big asshole. Now that might be things were this way, and because Jedi Order things, it got turned into this. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
show a little too much support for the Jedi, and then when the Jedi get murdered, you find yourself in a pretty bad situation with the Empire.
But we don't even know if like the Corellian Order is canon at this point, so who knows?
I mean, irrelevant to that, if they were supporting the Jedi, and if they had any kind of Jedi, like, pro-Jedi feelings,
but
the Empire would come down hard.
But we don't know that even Corellia has that in the new canon. Because they don't talk about it in Solo, and I don't know if it's in the I don't know if it's in the comics or not that are considered canon, and you don't really pick it up in Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels that I know of.
Yeah, true enough.
So, but they get like the name of the capital. Coronet said he's correct. This is where they build all the Imperial ships and other freighters and that sort of thing. They fixed a hole that like in the comics, in the new Marvel comics, which are considered canon. They said, "Oh, Han was married." It was like we see a way that could happen. I don't know who Han's wife is. I just remember the internet essing itself. And it's like, oh, this ruins the character, but you see like a way in character that could happen.
Okay.
And it builds into why Han tried to go to the Imperial Academy and why he became a smuggler. How big are you on things getting like spoiled?
I mean, I don't mind too much.
Holy Darth Maul, Batman!
Darth Maul's back?
Yes!
I could always go for more Maul.
I'm not gonna say how he's back. He shows up for like a second.
Well, technically this is like... No, wait. This
You don't...
is after the fact.
Yeah.
So this would be before Rebels.
Kinda at the same time as Rebels? It's a very young Han Solo.
Yeah, it's a
but
really
an
young
adult,
Han Solo.
But it's adult Han Solo.
Because Star Wars... I'm thinking Star Wars Rebels canonically takes place... You know, cinematic canonically, because the animated series and the movies are what's
canon.
official canon, and
Yeah,
not
some of
Legends
the
canon.
Marvel comics, and yeah.
Yeah, but Rebels is a few years after the actual Empire starts up. It's literally the birth of the rebellion for the Rebels.
And this hooks into a birth of a rebel movement. This hooks into the birth of rebellion. I'm not gonna say how, but it hooks into that.
Yeah, but it's way into it. So, yeah, I could see it. Darth Maul could be around because he was wandering until he showed up in Rebels, and then dead.
Yeah, so this could be before that or it could be after that.
Yeah,
but except
Darth
Maul's not wandering.
Well, I say wandering, but because they don't really specify too much of where he's been.
Okay.
Because wandering could just be, he could have been literally anywhere.
In this, like, he's kind of like...
I think he did say that he was banished or stuck, whatever. He was, like, on this planet, he's stuck here, whatever, like, kind of insinuating that he was trapped here.
Was that planet Dathomir, or...?
No, not Dathomir,
Okay.
The renamed Sith planet where they had the Jedi-Sith War.
Korriban? Or no. No.
Malachor, I think it's Malachor.
Malachor, yes.
They named this one Malachor, even though I think they changed a few events around in order to do that. But
as I'm getting mad about
you're
screwing up things, you're Knights of the Old Republic!
Yeah, so Planet of Malachor, he says he was trapped there, but he's Darth Maul, he's a Sith. Lying would not be beneath him.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could expect that he was just there, he showed up when he noticed some kind of Ezra Force pull or something, whatever. Something drew him there to find Ezra.
I'm just wondering because Darth Maul is involved in a criminal syndicate with ties to the Empire. It was in Rebels.
In Clone Wars,
he
tried.
That's now a thing again.
Yeah, because in Clone Wars,
he
literally, with his brother, he built his own criminal syndicate by himself, separate from the Empire, until Palpatine comes in and bitch smacks the both of them, kills his brother, and then he's like, I'm gonna let you live, I've got plans for you. So if the plans suddenly become that he has his own criminal syndicate connected to the Empire, now
that makes more sense.
So now the Clone Wars is expanded upon.
Yeah.
So this ties into this. Post-Clone Wars, pre-Rebels, as timeline goes.
Almost.
Though probably close to Rebels, might even be during Rebels.
Yeah.
Early Rebels, at least.
There's kind of like two different movies going on, because you can like see this is from before they changed directors, this is after they changed directors. Like, there are some things that they didn't expand, like, this seems like this would have been a bigger thing, but they didn't expand upon it. Now it's a comedy bit. Like, they go into, like...
Okay.
Like, they'd go into a whole thing about,
Like
Pacific
Rim Uprising.
What?
Like how Pacific Rim Uprising had plot points that could have been, hey, these were obviously points that should have been expanded upon, but weren't expanded upon
because they ran out of money.
Yeah.
This is more 18 directors.
But similar, there was points that weren't expanded upon.
But although that ties into why the Millennium Falcon is so finicky.
Because they ran out of money?
No, they didn't run out of money. It's like they changed directors in the middle of filming.
No, I'm saying Corellia ran out of money.
No.
Or they just didn't put money into the Falcon.
No, it's Lando's first mate is a droid who's a droid rights activist.
Oh yeah, I do. I've seen the guy in trailers. I assume that's the same droid you're talking about.
Her brain becomes the Falcon's brain.
Oh. Which
explains so much in the original trilogy. Like, why does Han have to, like, punch the side of the wall to get it to work? Why won't the Falcon give a straight answer about why it's wrong, what's going wrong? Why do things randomly explode when they're fixing it? When Chewie is supposedly a good mechanic.
Supposedly.
Well, they make that joke. Someone's trying to be the co-pilot for Han at one point, and she doesn't know what she's doing. So, Chewie goes and, like, points out what's supposed to be doing. It's like, hey, how'd you learn how to fly? Oh, 160 years old? You look good.
I remember that part of the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. Chewie's good. Chewie's great. Han is Han, except a Han that doesn't know any idea what he's doing. But has the arrogance and he has the swagger and the arrogance anyway.
So he's Han.
He's Han, but he doesn't know what he's doing. And
so he's Han.
Yes.
Han never knew what he was doing.
He has less of an idea.
He just, like, makes it seem like he does, even though he doesn't.
He doesn't know how to do that, though. How, if that makes any sense.
He's just not born like, oh, I already know. He's just like, I got this.
You know, he's just straight... Like, it's less, like, fake it till you make it, and more, here, hold my beer. Or, like, I definitely know how to do this. I'm sure I know how to do this. He doesn't know how to do it, but he thinks he does. Less, like, I'm obviously bullshitting you right now.
Alright. Well, yeah, all in all, this sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's not doing so well, but I blame that more on The Last Jedi being a pile of garbage.
I mean, the Star Wars fan babies are always going to be Star Wars
Yeah.
fan babies. Like, they're like, oh, spin-offs, whatever. They are so... I don't even know how to describe it because they're just so weird and finicky about all the Star Wars movies. They're like, oh, major Star Wars movie, this is cool. Something like this, maybe not so cool. Like, who knows what they're going to decide they want. And then even when you give them what they want, they're still going to complain about it. So it's like, you never know what you're going to get.
I think one of the, like, the best scene for, like, how Lando is, how it's perfect, like, it's perfect, Lando is perfect, and Han is Han, but he doesn't know, he's not good at being Han yet. They're surrounded by people who are trying to steal the take from him, right? Han, the girlfriend with connections to Maul, and the old man Han that Han senpai basically.
Haymitch.
What?
Haymitch from Hunger Games.
Yeah. Anyways, so they're surrounded and Han senpai is like, I got this, he's gonna BS his way out of this. And Han just steps up and is like, yeah, you see that freighter? We've got 20 mercenaries ready to, like, come down on you. Now, earlier, Han gets told by Lando, I'm gonna sit in my cabin and you're gonna bring me my take. And I'm never gonna see you again because I effing hate you. So meanwhile, Han's doing this, obviously lying. Everybody knows he's lying. And then, right after he says, oh, these mercenaries will surround you, Lando decides, well, bad things are going down. I'm going to cut my losses and run. And you see the Falcon just get up and leave him completely to dry. And Han just says, well, okay, takes a step back. And turns to his son and says, do your thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, this F. George Lucas, this proves Han shot first. Han finally gets a clue and then he shoots first. Anyways, it's pretty good. I'd give it a 3.
That sounds good.
I'd give it... Let me go through and rate all the Star Wars movies first. To find out where I would put it. Yep. New Hope, I'd give a...
At this point, the rating doesn't matter. Just rate it in the Star Wars cinematic universe.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... Like, cinematic universe is a 4. Within the cinematic universe, if Empire's a 5, then Rogue One's a 4-5, New Hope and Solo are 4. Last Jedi, I enjoyed Last Jedi, but that's a 1. Just because it took so many things, like... I really enjoyed Last Jedi, but took a shellacking to the lore. It had things that didn't make sense. It had BS like, oh, I'm in space like Commander Shepard, but I'm gonna use the Force to pull myself back to safety.
Yeah.
Even though I'm obviously have been spaced. It's like, I love you, Carrie Fisher. This was, I know everybody wanted like Carrie Fisher to be the big hero, but that was bullcrap.
That was just meant as, that was literally just a tribute to Carrie Fisher dying. Like, if Carrie Fisher hadn't died, I guarantee the whole thing would have played out a lot differently.
Yeah. But they could have done other things to fix. They could have done it other ways, and they could have left the freaking plot hole that they have at the end of.
Yes, I know. They could have not destroyed the bridge. They could have had most everybody else sucked out, and then some blast doors form as she was using the Force to hold on. Because it's like, if she's not sucked out, and then the blast doors activate, and she was using the Force to hold on, that makes more sense, because she's still alive and conscious, and like, hey, I'm holding on with Force powers, and then the blast doors close.
Everybody's like, oh, that's the best part, because Go Space Mom is like...
They could have been handled in less... They could have been handled in less Mass Effect, you were just pulled from space.
Yeah, there's, like... The Force is magic, we understand that.
Magic doesn't reverse death without any outward forces acting on it. Because, though technically it has been used... it has been said to be used to prevent death, and even the Celestials or the Force beings using, like, the computers of life, like the Father, the Son, and the Daughter... Them having life, death powers,
and
light
this is
and dark
just
powers.
canon lore.
Yeah, and that's just the Clone Wars lore.
And Star Wars gets a lot of science wrong. Like there is no
they have to use outside forces for that. They can't just internally prevent them or bring themselves back from death.
Yeah,
like Carrie Fisher seemed to, even though she was technically quote unquote not dead, because at that point she's not been spaced long enough to be dead. Actually, she might have, because we don't have a timeline on that battle. Because who the hell knows what's actually going on and how long it took? Because you don't have a timeline, so you have no timestamps on whether or not her blood freeze-dried or boiled or whatever.
So yeah, next.
I went camping.
Yes.
As I mentioned.
Primitive camping.
Primitive camping. I went down to the Devil's Bathtub with a few friends, which is, what the southern toe of Virginia, or whatever the hell that is.
Southwestern.
Yeah, southwest of Virginia.
Coal country.
So,
past Blacksburg.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's the first time I've actually been hiking in a long-ass time. So, I was the idiot who took 2 bags. Though, it was mostly due to the fact that it could have been stuffed into one, but I was rushing because I was leaving directly out of work, which I work overnights. So, I ran and made a last-minute Walmart trip, and then threw all that in my extra bag that I brought, and then just hauled that on top of my bag. So I was hauling probably a good anywhere from 50 to 70 pounds of gear. 2 miles up a trail.
Shaking my head.
But I fucking did it.
You have fun though?
It was enjoyable. Oh, it sucks that we couldn't plan around the weather because of how far in advance we planned, so it ended up raining a bit, but it was still enjoyable.
Wait, you planned this in advance, or?
Too far in advance to plan around weather.
Oh, yeah.
Which is anywhere more than a week.
Yeah. Because I was just like, hey, I'm doing it. I was like, hey, you want to do something this week? It's like, sure. Oh, by the way, we can't do that. I'm going camping.
That was because my memory is bad and I forget things.
True. You thought Colossal Con was this week?
Yeah, I did. Oh. And that's why I wasn't going to go camping originally.
Alrighty. So
not much going on there. For a place that was said to have bears and like copperheads and rattlesnakes and all that stuff, we didn't see any. And I was like, well, that's good.
You have a knife?
Yeah. I had a knife.
Yeah.
So I was like...
Now, was it
no
like
bears.
A little pocket knife, or was it a knife?
No, it wasn't a knife, but it wasn't a pocket knife.
We try and fail to do Australian accents.
This is a knife.
It's one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema. For those not getting the reference, there's this 80s movie called Crocodile Dundee, where this reporter goes and follows this bushman on an adventure in Australia, and then she brings him back to New York for interviews and stuff. At one point, they're getting robbed at knife point in the middle of, is it Chicago or New York? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. They get robbed at knife point. And like the and the thief is just like thrusting it forward, threatening, and Crocodile Dundee completely no-sells. I was like, is that a knife? Pulls out this gigantic freaking Bowie knife. It's like, now that's a knife. And everybody's like, oh my god, and the crooks run away. He wasn't even being threatening about it, just like, you just completely no-sell the little pocket knife, which is like, this is what you need.
I assume he had a little butterfly knife.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember it off the top of my head.
It was either a butterfly knife or a little pocket. I think it was a little pocket knife. It's like not even an inch. Any smaller and you could... No, you can't... Well, any smaller and before 9/11 you could have taken it on a plane. Now you can't bring anything on a plane.
Yeah, so that's all for my camping trip. Not too much to report there. Not without getting into stupidly crazy details that are just not really worth it.
Yeah. So next up... I decided to do another visual novel review.
Oh, did you know?
And I did something easy. It's not actually a visual novel. It's a kinetic novel. Which means you don't make any choices.
You just watch the pretty cat girls.
Yes. I did Necropara volumes 1, 2, and 3. And I'm not going to get too into it. I mostly decided to do this because...
Well, from what I can tell, you're pretty into Necropara.
Not as much as Luke. Luke paid...
Oh, right, it's Hyperdimension Neptunia that you like.
Well, that's on a VN.
Yeah, but it's a different thing, yeah.
I like... Okay, before I get into this, I like
You
Neptune...
like fan service. There's no shame in that.
I do like fan service. I also like fan service of another type. Like, that's one of the... Like, Neptunia is just the game industry making fun of itself. While also being fan servicey at the same time. That's why I like Strike Witches. There's like, oh, here's all this history stuff that if you don't pay attention, you'll miss. Oh, and here's cute girls not wearing any pants. Yeah. I'm ashamed of liking Strike Witches.
So Catgirl Maids.
Catgirl Maids. Yeah, so set up, main character is from a family that does traditional Japanese sweets. And he decides, F that, I'm going to open a Western cake bakery. Because F you. He decided that he just loves cooking.
Okay.
So as he's getting ready to open things up for his first big day, he gets a package that says that it's fragile from his sister. And it's two of the family's cats. Except because of genetic editing and they have human forms. And are mostly sentient. There's an entire lore between Necropara.
I don't know any of it, so I'm lost.
Pretty much some rich... I'm not sure if some rich guy or whether it was an accident or something. They fused, like cats and humans together to create a completely new species.
Okay, so the life
So they're mostly sentient. But they don't have, like most of them, because they're still, like, their instincts lean much more cat than human. Like, they, like, in order to walk around and do stuff and have independence, they have to pass certain tests and stuff. And they desire having owners, but that might have been edited in. I wasn't caring about the politics or ethics about it.
Yeah.
I want to watch cute cat girls doing cute things. And that's what I got. And it was cute. I applied the patch, so there was some porn that was actually pretty good. But it was cute.
So it wasn't mana transfers.
It wasn't mana transfers.
You would say it was much better than mana transfers.
There's one or two that I was just like, this is, like, none of it is really necessary. It's there anyway.
Not necessary
It's
and
not-
utterly garbage are two different things.
Yeah, there's no, like, Shiro becoming a dragon or dolphins. I'm making a joke based on the anime versions of the Fate route and the UBW route in Fate Stay Night. How they interpreted those scenes. Which, in some ways, are better than how they go down in the visual novel. Because they're just bad.
That would make sense.
They're just bad. But, no, yeah, they were okay. I take them, they were leave them, just, here, happy, cute stuff. The game does get into some of the, like, politics of the world, but because it's doing, like, it's doing some world building because it's trying to be a legitimate story. And, like, some of it applies to, one of the Cap Girls' backstory. So the first volume is just,
I've got a favorite already just on this image.
which one?
The one who actually has the cat face. The mouth.
Wait,
The one on the right with the dual colored eyes.
Yeah, Coconut.
Because she's actually got the cat mouth going on. And the rack.
She's actually the youngest one.
It's funny because the ones with the racks are on the left and right in the front. Everyone else is just kind of pushed to the back.
Yeah, they're kind
Who's
of
in the front.
like
Japan knows what it wants.
I would say the best, like the maid girls, are actually the two in the back, even though.
They want boobs in the front.
So, anyways, he opens up the box. It's like, oh, my sister sent the cat girls. It's
What's
like,
in
no,
the
we packed
box?
ourselves, and she helped us. This is the sister, by the way. She pretends to be a cat girl and decides to, like, organize everything.
So she's
Once
just got
all
Nekomi ears?
since they all start working there.
So she's just got Nekomi ears then.
Yes.
You know, you can even tell because she doesn't have, like, the fur growing out of her ears.
Yeah.
Like all the others do.
Yeah. But she also, like, starts running the advertising for the store, and, like, he intended it to be, like, just a straight-up, like, bakery cafe place,
But then
right?
suddenly cat girls fell from the sky.
But the first, like, each of the 3 volumes, which each is a separate game, focus on... Well, Zero kind of explains what's going on and introduces you to all the characters. 1 and 2 focus on chocolate and vanille. 2 focuses on, I forget her name. Starts with an A, and coconut, and then maple, and then the third one, maple and cinnamon.
It's not almond, is it?
No, it's Japanese word for something or another. I'm blanking off the top of my head. She, though, is like... She's the oldest, but she's also, like, the one who just spouting anime memes constantly.
Of course.
Even straight up does at one point, the burning finger bit.
Oh my gosh, that sounds great.
Meanwhile, Cinnamon's, like, how do I put it, like, constantly perverted.
Okay.
Chocolate and vanilla, the first 2, like, they're the youngest. They have a big connection with the main character because when they were still kittens, how do I put this? When they were still kittens, like, he found them and helped nurse them back to health.
Okay, I can see that.
See, my favorite's probably Maple. She's she's actually a legitimately good musician. She's also probably like the most human out of all of them.
Because as you said, there's varying degrees of intelligence, sentience, humanity, whatever.
Yeah. The little sister's like just constantly trying to set them all up with the main character.
I mean, that's how
But
it
also
goes.
ships herself like she's a brocon. You're just like, no, I don't like this now, but I know that this is a fetish for people. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. I advise check it out. It is still on Steam. I checked it out today.
It was not smashed with the banhammer.
Steam pulled back on the banhammer. I think
I
they got a
wonder why.
clue. I think they got a clue, except like everything.
When most of your fan base is just like, yeah, this is a bad decision. If you do this, you're gonna lose a lot of money.
Meanwhile, like all these games are available on other platforms now, and like now everybody knows what FAQ is, and everybody knows like, hey, you can go to GOG now and get all these visual novels now because they're now available on GOG.
GGO?
No, not that.
But well, I'll let you finish this, but then I'll get back to that because I just had a thought.
You can get them on GOG, and GOG is the spot to get all these DRM free older games. Like I bought Duke Nukem 3D on Steam, but I also bought it on GOG. I bought Sid Meier's
Civilization?
not Civilization.
What other games did they do?
Sid Meier's did some great games. Pirates is pretty good. It's one that's kind of a sequel to Civilization. It's called Alpha Centauri. Instead of like real life countries, it's Civilization, but with these made up factions. Pretty much after it's a semi sequel because like things go to hell. It's assumed like after a bad Civilization run. The countries in the world, as a last desperate attempt to save humanity, put a bunch of people on a ship, set it off to found a colony in the Alpha Centauri system. However, people don't get along and they divide themselves into factions in the last days after they find this planet. And you play one of those factions. As you play the game, what happened in the closing days, the planet itself is a faction, how all the characters know each other, like all the faction leaders know each other, that all comes out. So it's like Civilization, but there's an actual plot behind it.
Okay.
I suck at Civilization. I suck donkey dicks at Civilization. So I have to play it with cheat codes. But I love the story. Even though I always play as the same faction. I always play as the, this is gonna sound funny. The head of the capitalists faction is an actual Nigerian prince who needs your help in order to help you make money.
Of course.
Like this wasn't a intentional parody, but it's like, yeah, you can make the old spam email joke with this. And he's at war with like he doesn't get along with one guy who's trying to like it's Stalinism to its like bring peace and order, but be Stalinist about it, and he doesn't get along with the faction leader who she's all about like becoming one with the planet and learning about the planet.
Yeah.
Although there'll be like he can tie in like he can play the Greenpeace faction. They'll temporarily ally against the you can get into a temporary alliance against the Stalin guy, and the Stalin guy you can get into a temporary alliance against the Greenpeace chick. but they all like. Sometimes groups will get along, and sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. So Necropara.
Yeah, Necropara.
Do you want to do like a few different scores, like
they're
there's
all
story and fan service and?
I'd give it honestly a 3. There's not much to it. It's cute.
But what are its strong points and weak points in this regard?
It is your die of diabetes because it's so moe.
So super moe.
Yeah.
Done decently well.
Yes.
Or just overload for no apparent reason.
It's done well. Things make sense. Now, K-On! At times is done well, and times is just like, this is...
This is excessive.
This is excessive. I want to actually hear music, not die of diabetes.
But sometimes
I don't
you
want.
just
I'm
to be
stop
slapped
being
with money.
God damn it, Yui! Stop being autistically moe.
Slap me with money.
So yeah, 3. Just trying to think. What did I give? What was the last meeting I did?
The last one you did, I believe, was
I think I gave that like a 3.5.
the Literature Club.
Yeah, DDLC. I think I gave that like a 3.5. Or did I give it a 4?
I think I went with a 3.5
Yeah.
because it's like I don't remember exactly what you said, but there are things.
Yeah, there are like. The question is, do I start for these? Do I start getting into some like the Sakura games, like Sakura Spirit, and because those are all like 2s and 1s. Those suck. Although one of them, I forget which one. I think it's Sakura Fantasy. Sakura Fantasy is like.
Well, let's ask the fans, quote unquote fans, because we don't really have any. But feel free to throw any suggestions at us. I know we have said this a few times, but we should say it more often. Throw a suggestion at us. If you want us to review something, visual novel, anime, or video game even,
Yeah.
just throw a suggestion at us, and we'll do our best to get a review of it.
Oh, this isn't part of the...
We'll talk any kind of shit that you want us to talk. Just give us a topic and we'll talk it.
Speaking of, I'm going to go back to the main screen because this isn't related to anything. I picked up a new game, and I can't tell if it's good or not. New old game.
Which one? Oh, right. The one you saw you playing the other day. Or that you
I can't tell if
about.
this is good or not.
Yeah, the Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Never-Ending Tomorrow.
It's like... The combat is like... How do I put it? It's...
This is not Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Never-Ending Tomorrow. This is Battlefront 2.
I didn't feel like getting the Battlefront. I wanted to put it somewhere safe.
Yeah, the classic case shuffle.
Yeah. I need to do that because, like, one of my Gundam DVDs is in, like, a Star Wars case.
It's got that old game booklet style.
Oh, yeah, it's got, like, getting this was, like, a trip because it's got the old style game booklet that actually gives you backstory and, like, how this mode works, how this mode works. It's got a legitimate manual, like, old school manual.
Wow, it's got 2 story modes.
Yeah, because you've got the...
Because you got to look at it from both sides.
Yeah, because there's the Athrun Zala one and the Kiriyamato one.
Clearly Yamato is superior as it is the best battleship.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of a Athrun Zala class battleship, or an Athrun class, or a Zala. Screw that guy. Yamato all the way.
Athrun's actually, an interesting character, but that's because he's kind of a char clone. What do I mean by char clone?
You mean
one of the only good things about... What?
You mean he's got glasses as his only disguise.
Yeah, one of the only good things about Gundam Seed Destiny is, I like me some Gundam Seed, but Gundam Seed Destiny is a pile of garbage. One of the only good things about Gundam Seed Destiny is, at one point, at the beginning, he's under an assumed name, like Char and, I forget which Gundam which Gundam series it was. He's under an assumed name, and his only disguise is really cool shades.
I could probably get behind this game. Just looking at the box art and everything and their description of
The
the combat.
problem is...
I like 3-dimensional aerial combat.
The problem is, the combat is like... like it's 3-dimensional mech combat, except for the fact like it starts to engage my Dynasty Warriors instinct, except the controls aren't great. Until you get into does the log on thing like Ace Combat Assault Horizon. I don't know if you've played that.
I've played some, at least.
Yeah, I know you've played straight up Ace Combat, but I don't know if
I did play Assault Horizon. That's one of the more recent.
You know the dogfighting mode?
Yeah.
It has that.
Okay.
So, like, I like dogfighting mode, but that's not Ace Combat, right?
But what would you...
But it's just
would you
confusing.
compare this to Robotech Battlecry for the GameCube?
I haven't played Robotech Battlecry.
You should, because it's Robotech, and it's 3D mech fighting and also jet fighting, because Robotech.
And the entire thing is, like, I can't tell if the controls are bad, or something's up with the engine, or if I'm just trash. Because I am trash at video games.
It could be either, because...
It could be all three.
I'm going to say the gameplay is fine until I would play it myself.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of the three. But yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. There's no way to really adjust the difficulty. Which means, yeah, it's probably me being trash as a part of it. Except the controls are still frustrating when they're... What you do is, as you play, you can get tickets to buy easy tickets to make the game easier. So if you die a lot on a specific mission and you can't beat it, you can turn on easy tickets and it makes a certain system automatic. Like, it applies bonuses when
it starts giving you assists.
Yeah. Like, there's a thing that, like, you can engage assist modes. This, like, turns the assists on automatically and makes all the enemies dumber.
Okay.
But the controls are still crap. So that makes me think that the part of it is the controls are crap.
That could still be a personal thing, though, because...
Yeah.
Controls being crap differs from person to person, so...
And I might need to adjust the controls because, like... sometimes I can't tell, like, if it's inverted or not. Because I was inverting.
Because it was inverted.
Yeah.
Top Gun references for days.
But the, like, it links into the anime really well. Like, there's
Which I still haven't seen. I've seen Gundam Seed, but not Destiny.
No, this is Gundam Seed. This is not Gundam Seed Destiny.
Oh.
So, yeah. Enough Flay Alistair to be...
It's been a number of years, though.
Yeah.
All I know is Haro's a thing.
Yeah. One of the load screens...
My favorite Haro is still 00 Haro.
Because they do stuff.
And they're not literally useless alarm clocks and accessories.
Yeah. It's not like the freaking Haros and Gundam Seed where there's like...
Look, I got you a Haro. Cool, you got me an iHome. Thanks.
Yeah. But, like, compared to the original series...
That's what they were in Seed, is essentially iHomes. And slightly more advanced iHomes. They kind of follow you around and stuff, and it's like, these things are literally useless.
But originally they were useless, too, in the original Mobile Suit Gundam. It's not until 00 until they actually started doing things. Like, oh, this Haro is actually, like, assisting with repairs, and this Haro is assisting with piloting the mech as Lock-on Stratos is being Super Sniper.
And is aiming and everything else.
Yeah.
It essentially is like a mini... It's like Cortana in physical form. It's like a hardwired AI.
Except a little bit snarkier and not with holographic porn.
Yeah. But it's doing the timing controls and everything else, and that's actually interesting. As far as what I thought of the GGO, because I watched up to recently. I think there's one new episode out. I watched Gun Online, Alternative Sword Art Online.
I haven't watched any of that yet because I've been all in on Full Metal Panic.
Squad Jam.
Is it good?
You'd probably get a kick out of it.
Okay.
There's guns.
Okay.
Because it's all about alternative... So far, it's been all about alternative bullet-to-bullets competition.
Yeah.
Because the bullet-to-bullets was the one-on-one
this
player.
is a team.
Now it's Squad Jam, which is bullet-to-bullets for squads.
Yeah.
Up to 6-man squads, and it's main character with one person versus the other squads. And it's like, oh, well, you're obviously at a disadvantage because you only have 2 people.
But does Best Girl show?
So far, it's all new characters. Nobody,
Okay.
There are no...
That's
it's all
disappointing.
brand new characters.
That's disappointing.
So far.
Yeah.
You haven't actually seen most of the people outside of the game yet. You've only seen the main character
Well,
outside of the game.
I'm not, like... I'm saying inside the game, like, the Xenon put together a crew.
You haven't... Not that you could tell.
Okay. That's sad.
They might make an appearance, because it's still only, like, 7 episodes in.
Yeah. Like, I don't see Kirito going back and playing Denyo online.
And I've said it once, I'll say it again. Megalobox. Still loving the hell out of that. Gotta watch the new episode of that.
Yeah.
It's a Rocky show with... It's an anime Rocky. Except it's got kind of the Samurai Champloo feel. And it's like... I think Megaloboxing is a Madhouse thing.
Yeah.
But you can tell, it's got that same art style. It's got that good feel. It feels good watching it. Like, it's got such a good art style for Megalobox. And if you enjoy that kind of boxing story, then you will get a kick out of Megalobox.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on, because we're starting to cut into the Caps game that's going to start in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be at ColossalCon next weekend.
Yeah, so what are our events we got going on?
So yeah,
If for whatever reason you follow us and you're going to be there, feel free to say hi and tell us you watched the KiltKast. And
Yeah.
we'll be surprised and flattered.
Yes. 2 a.m. Saturday night / Sunday morning, we're doing I Mustn't Run Away, I Mustn't Run Away.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing the Evangelion panel.
Is that our only panel?
No, we've got 2.
What else?
Sunday at 11 a.m. we're doing Nautical Nonsense.
Jesus Christ, fuck me.
Those are going to be hard for you. I can do Nautical Nonsense by myself if I need to.
I mean, I should be generally okay. We'll see how things go. But I might just bail out immediately afterwards, depending on everything else.
Yeah, I'm going to bail out. I'm not going to stick around.
But at least
I got
that
family
gives us
stuff to
literally
do.
the entire con to ourselves.
Yeah, except I'm doing family stuff a lot of the con. That's why
At
I'm
least
going.
it gives me the entire con to myself.
Yeah.
That means I just get to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
That's enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm making it. I'm doing a. I need a
Just try to
fun.
be there when I get there Friday.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday, probably. Although I might be at a bar drunk.
And stumble back to the convention center long enough to get me my badge.
Yes.
Because I believe I was on that list
Yeah.
when you submitted. Because I was
You're at
the
least
only one
on
who
one
was
of the
actually...
lists.
I'm usually the only one who's like guaranteed
Confirmed.
going with you no matter what.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one you can definitely put down. Yeah, Nathan will be there.
Yeah. I might have put. I don't know where I put. Anyways. I might put Bri down because it's like Bri made the decision.
So we got our 2 panels going Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll probably be attending some Battleship panels because that's always a good time.
That's
and
always a
they'll
good
be
time.
there.
I'm probably gonna chill on the lazy river for a few. At
I
least
guess
one
I
of the
should bring a
days.
swimsuit just because that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because it's at the frickin' Kalahari,
I need to buy a new swimsuit.
which that's a picture of, by the way. And this will actually bring in anybody who listens to this, and I imagine that number is 0, who's familiar with ColossalCon.
No, I think there's at least one.
Anybody who's been to the Sandusky area. I need a bar on Friday that will show the Stanley Cup playoffs.
That would be important.
And we're bleeding into the Stanley Cup playoffs now, but
And
yeah.
it's pre-game stuff. It's probably not even started yet.
Yeah, I'm checking.
But at this
It's not
point,
even
we're
started.
also dragged over an hour as well.
Yeah, we're
so
way
we're well
over.
over the hour mark.
So yeah, we're doing that. We hope you come out to our panels. We're gonna be talking more Evangelion, except probably, how would I put it, less of a mess.
Yeah. Well, in unrelated...
More of a mess with Evangelion, because
Yeah, well, now we've got more to talk about and everything, so
yeah,
we can talk about the same thing we talked about here with more people.
yeah, and get into arguments and tell the people that their waifu sucks. I caught myself.
You did. I appreciate that you're putting an effort into that, though.
I might as well just keep it up just to annoy you.
Yeah, you might as well. But, okay, so that's our Colossal Con. And then the week after that, I'll be heading up to Anime Next
I think the battleships will be there again at least.
Yeah, we're not doing any panels for Anime Next because
I'll just be running my artist alley booth there.
We're not doing any panels because Boulder's a fuck.
Submissions. And at this point, hell, I don't even know if they're going, but whatever.
Well, yeah, whatever. We didn't submit any panels, so we're not doing any.
Well, no, there's like I got tickets for them, and they're supposed to come help me out as my helpers, but I've still not got confirmation, despite having.
That's internal stuff.
Yeah, that's internal stuff.
Anyways, so yeah, you're be doing your vending stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, check out
Pantsless Props at Anime Next if you're going there.
Because I'm not because of YouTube rules. I have to say we're not encouraging you to do that. But it'd be nice if you helped out one of the members here.
I mean, I'm just saying if you're going to be there, swing by.
Yeah, swing by. Say hi.
It's boring.
Let us know if you watch.
It's boring being a vendor at a convention, so please say hi, talk. We enjoy that.
I'm not sure the con wants you to hear that it's boring, but yeah.
The cons understand. We sit around for hours on end doing nothing. So
yes.
It's a boring thing to sit at a booth for hours doing nothing.
Yeah. Although, when I helped out with a vendor, I had a blast.
It all depends on the situation.
But that was because I was
It also depends on help rather than
yeah.
primary.
No, I was also just chilling out with Panda for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And not really selling anything and just chilling. That's why I had an awesome KatsuCon.
So next up,
as we were
talking
talking,
finals.
Woo! So, will they choke? I think this is their year.
I mean, it
but
might well be. They just gotta hold on to it right now because they've done a good job up to this point. They lost it a little bit there, but they brought it back right at the end. They clutched it out at the end. Let's see if they can clutch it out all the way to the end.
At the same time, though, they're playing the Golden Knights. We lost twice to the Golden Knights during the season. The Golden Knights are really good and have home ice advantage throughout the series. But the Caps play better on the road, we found out.
Let's put the silver lining on this. You learn more from a defeat than a victory. So,
but you eventually have to win.
Well, best 1 out of 3, right?
No, it's... Oh my god, it's 5 out of 7.
No, they've lost twice, right? So this is their time to win.
Well, they lost twice during the season. But playoff hockey is completely different. Caps have more playoff experience, except most of that playoff experience is in losing.
So why they're so good right now?
Because this is their year. I want to believe, but I'm too...
I honestly want to believe too, but it's like, it's so much fun to make fun of you guys for it, so...
Like, there's this hashtag on DC Twitter that's just like, it's okay to believe about the Caps, right? Meanwhile, whenever somebody posts that, I just post the poster that's on Mulder's wall of like of the flying saucer that says "I want to believe," because I want to believe.
But there's just so much that could happen and might happen.
Well,
you never know.
Well, history has shown that the DC teams always choke. How much alcohol will me and the Boulder consume over this? A lot.
Oh, it's going to be a lot either way.
Yeah. Because
win or lose, it's a lot.
Playoff hockey is fun when you don't have a horse in the fight, but it's like rooting for your team and can be endlessly frustrating. Like, oh, we're
it's like the Super Bowl having. It's like the Super Bowl. Last time we were at the Super Bowl, just this last Super Bowl actually, we had one.
Oh
yeah. Somebody had a horse in the race and it was really heated.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it's going to be like, except for there's going to be nobody rooting for the other side.
Yeah.
It's all Caps all the way
again,
for us.
Does anybody know, is Sir Sandowski that will show the Stanley Cup playoffs? Does anybody know? I need to know for Friday.
You can probably look it up. Google is an amazing resource.
Yeah, but they won't say what's on TV yet. Like, who will have it.
You know what Google has? Phone numbers!
Yeah, but sometimes they won't know a week ahead, like, what's going to be on. Like, oh, sometimes that's up to individual managers.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, so yeah.
I'm trying to give you options here, and you're just like, no. No. I'm giving you legitimate options. You can call ahead. You can see a bar that's nearby. You can call ahead and be like, even if it's Thursday, you'd be like, hey, are you guys going to show the playoffs tomorrow? Cool.
Yeah, they might not know. They might say that's up to the manager.
Well, then you say, cool. Thanks for
Nothing.
whatever.
Anyways, so...
It's not difficult.
I'd say we've gone way over. So.
Yep. Happens sometimes. But that is also mostly due to a bunch of Ava ranting.
Yeah, but that was fun.
That was quite enjoyable.
Anyway, so this is the KiltKast. This is Shep and Demyx signing off. Hope to see y'all at Colossal.
Later, scrubs.